For grades 6 to 8 advanced music theory, we at TopScore Music Academy use lots of engaging apps that allow our students to learn more complex topics faster and easier than using books alone. Classroom Maestro is perhaps the most used app on the list. It is an amazing app that allows our teachers to demonstrate to students in real time so many different things about music theory, from chord positions and inversions, chromatic harmony, to how to structure chord progressions, voice leading, and interval analysis. The number of musical things that are possible to demonstrate in this app is simply astonishing, and through screen sharing engages students in a way that is simply not possible in standard music theory classes. We also use other online resources to help our students learn music theory, which are completely free and open to anybody interested in learning more about music. For example, musictheory.net is a website that contains hundreds of interactive lessons, exercises and tools that help explain many of the advanced theory topics and oral skills students need to know in the higher grades, including inverted chords, voice leading, seventh chords, and chromatic harmony, secondary function chords, augmented sixth chords, diminished seventh chords, and Neapolitan chords. All of these theoretical ideas can even be applied to different clefs and key signatures, and students can click on the chords to hear what they sound like. Students can even test themselves using theory and oral quizzes created by their teachers and send their answers to their teachers for feedback and additional help in topics they find tricky. Our teachers highly recommend using websites like this, as do thousands of music teachers all over the world, as they are simple, easy to use, explain all of the topics very clearly to students, and allow students and their teachers to keep track of their progress. For advanced music theory, we've gone even further in the use of multimedia and technology, not only because it makes it so much easier to understand the more advanced topics that these grades cover, but also because for those students who want to go to university, these grades are worth extra university admission points, known in the UK as UCAS tariff points. So achieving good results at these grades may prove to be quite important for a student's admission into higher education. Using MuseScore, the well-known free music notation software that is used by music students all over the world, we at TopScore Music Academy have transcribed hundreds of exercises so that our students can listen back to what they're writing, train their ear to recognize what sounds good and what doesn't, and even attempt each exercise as many times as they desire to try different approaches. Students can click on asterisks and type in their answers, save the document, and immediately send it to their teachers anytime during the week for marking and feedback. These exercises also come with pictures, bullet points, and tables that provide helpful hints and tips to students, summarizing the main things they need to know to complete each question. Students can also play back melodies to listen to what they've written. This is an important feature that will help develop their musicianship skills and their ability to notice what sounds good and what doesn't, so that eventually, once they've got more experience and develop their listening skills, they will be able to internalize the process of melodic composition without needing any audio assistance at all. And finally, for score analysis questions, students are able to read through digitized scores and type their answers directly into fully interactive PDFs, and even draw directly into the document to write out music on blank staff paper or circle notes or other things they're analysing. Of course, any of this can be printed out by the student and done by hand. This is just provided as an extra option for students who prefer to answer the questions directly in the document. At TopScore Music Academy, we've even included MuseScore transcriptions for those exercises that are based on real pieces of music, which occur in grade 7 and 8. For example, here we can see a trio sonata by Corelli with grayed out areas that students have to fill in, like a fill in the blanks type question. And the great thing about this is that I've also been able to track down the real pieces of music by these composers, so that students can listen back and hear what Corelli actually wrote himself, highlighted in red, and compare what they've composed to what Corelli composed. So MuseScore is a very handy tool to use in this way, as students will be able to hear all of their work as they progress through grades 6, 7 and 8. The handouts we've created for these grades are equally engaging and include hundreds of embedded audio and YouTube video clips that students can click on and immediately hear the music that is being discussed. There are dozens of handouts for each grade that deal with specific topics that are unique to that grade, but we are just going to look at one or two handouts from grade 6 just to give you an idea of what they're like. Here is an example of one of those handouts that students will be using, dealing with style and period. You can see lots of bullet points for each musical period: Baroque, Classical, Romantic and Modern, and there are audio files on the right hand side embedded directly into the PDF so that students can click on those and hear some music examples from each of those periods. Further down the handout, it goes into further details about the Baroque orchestra and some of the features of Baroque music. And of course, we can zoom into the document to make it easier to read. Some of the audio examples also come with snippets of musical scores, allowing students to follow along. And there are also some YouTube videos embedded directly into the document as well. It should be noted, students can listen to these anytime and they don't need to be in class to do this, they can do this at home. Here is another example of a grade 6 handout. This one deals with ornaments and helps students understand what the ornament looks like in standard notation and what it looks like fully written out, with an audio file for each one so students can hear what it actually sounds like when performed. Similarly, we have digitized hundreds of ABRSM past papers for grades 6 to 8, including the model answers, which together provide invaluable learning tools for those students who are interested in examinations. This means that when a student has purchased a past paper, we can go through them together and demonstrate to students how to answer each question and show them how the exam is laid out and what type of questions are asked and what the examiners are looking for to award the highest marks. So hopefully that's given you some insight into the tools and some of the materials that we use for our online classes here at Top Score Music Academy. But as usual, if you have questions or any queries, or you wish to join one of our classes or simply get in touch with us, please email us anytime, and we look forward to hearing from you.